Hey everyone, it's baze.djunkiii transmitting from Hamburg, Germany, back with a new video, and well, finally back with my chart haul for like February 2K20. It's been a while since I shot my last chart haul video, but now right in the middle of the month, actually, it's time to shoot the next one, and I'm going to show you like the 10 records I like most, or I liked most throughout the past weeks and stuff, throughout the past month. And we're starting off with one you've seen already, so just going quick into this. Manu Luis, I've unboxed this. The title is one I just cannot like remember all the time. Colton Major Harmonics, Musics for SQ's Magic Piano. Manu Luis is a guy I've played with in Munich like a while ago, actually in May 2K19, and since then he sent me like a few of his releases. Musically, this one is like a mixture of like kind of indie-tronica, a little bit like tongue-in-cheek, like left field pop stuff with like a dance floor edge and stuff I would have played in the Astra Stube back in the days when I did the Gesellschaft ist krank parties like 20 years ago actually. So interesting stuff. I'm gonna link the unboxing video for this in the end card of this video. You can have a closer look and like learn more about Manu Luis, but I want to show this just quickly. Same for the next one, which I've unboxed already as well. 2121 Volume 1, that legendary label that is like doing these like Northcutt releases, one-sided stuff only available for those who order those on Bandcamp. They've sorted me out with actually two of their releases in the past weeks. You've seen two unboxing videos for this label, and this one is the first one. Up-tempo, rave trance, I would say, like very good stuff. Was a top one on my DJ charts actually in this month. So really upfront, fast-paced, old-schoolish, like trance, rave music. Very good. If you want to get this, only available via the Bandcamp side of the label. So try to find this. Good luck. Excellent music. And the next one is techno actually, from Detroit, DJ T1000. I told him I was from Detroit, on the Suspected label. Beautiful green vinyl, excellent artwork as well. Done by Alan Oldham, aka DJ T1000, a legend in the electronic music scene who has been like responsible for artwork for the Shakx label for a long time. And also like for several other labels and stuff, always does artwork for his own releases. Excellent Detroit techno stuff, like with a bit of a tech house, wild pitch twist, like he has done in the past, like taking like one like very significant vocal sample from I guess one film or movie or series, TV series or whatever, and like doing this, reprocessing this in a techno way, and the actual sample is I told him I was from Detroit. An excellent remix by Scan 7 on the other side, and one downer here, the DJ Stingray mix on B2. DJ Stingray is an excellent electro producer actually, doing like a much fast-paced, abstract Detroit electro, but the mastering and the cutting quality of this track on the B2 side is like beyond poor. So actually you have to turn up the EQ like really loud, really to the max to hear actually, I think. And it's like the cutting and the pressing quality of the B2 track is very shallow, and I don't know who approved of this. I wouldn't have for sure, but the rest of the record of the DJ T1000, I told him I was from Detroit. It's excellent dance floor fodder. So the next one is Cop Envy, the Cotton EP, 4-track EP I discovered because I listened to a DJ mix actually of a DJ called Shakx. She's from like Japan, I guess, and she did a DJ mix for Resident Advisor, and she played this track. Excellent, like UK garage, progressive garage, and like kind of bass music set. And in this mix she played Cop Envy, an artist I wasn't aware of, and I didn't follow the Hypercolor label a lot, on which this one is released, but this is like excellent toolish UK garage stuff with a modernistic twist, a little bit of jungle flavor in there, a little bit of like sublow, and excellent stuff if you look out for DJ tools in the bass music era or in the bass music realm. So this is good. Cotton EP on Hypercolor by Cop Envy has been released I guess in 2019 somewhere, I guess in summer, but still it is as good as I want to have in my DJ charts, and I will play this a lot when I will play more like bass music again. The next one on the Weeme Records label, which is an interesting one. Weeme, which also has released stuff by DJ Stingray in the past, and this is like a Acid Cask 3 Mind Warp by the legendary Ceefax Acid Crew. And as the name of the artist suggests, acid is a thing in here. So Ceefax Acid Crew has been like doing legendary acid stuff in the past, but this is more on a surprisingly acid trancey realm. So or tip, actually not realm, on a tip. So if you loved like proto trance, acid trance in the 90s, this one is definitely one for you. And the Weeme label is always one to check out, although a lot of stuff is not like in my league music wise, but this one is like an excellent exception for the Ceefax Acid Crew. So check this out if you like trance and if you like old school rave and stuff. So good. The next one came as a surprise because I never, and I guess no one, expected the Art of Dance label to be revived. Actually, Kenny Loggins label from the 19s, which has been revived after like a minimum of 15 years of being like, I don't know, quiet, I'd say. And actually it comes back with a track from Calvin Larkin, which is Kenny Larkin's son, which was a little bit surprising, and I was like a little bit insecure or like skeptical if I should definitely get this or not. But this is because it was like different from the Art of Dance. Art of Dance usually was Detroit house in the past, Detroit techno, but this is more like big room, Ibiza leaning tech house meets a little bit of wild pitch kind of, and a pretty commercial take on electronic music, which is definitely unusual for Kenny Larkin. But both Tell Me, which has like a classic vocal sample from the house era you will all like recognize, and also the Force are tracks that didn't leave me alone kind of after I listened to this record quite a few times. So this was my decision to get this, and it's always good to see like classic labels coming back. So Art of Dance, there is an appreciation for things coming back, and talking about coming back, although they've never been away, really is the third release of the Innate label, run by Owen Kimber, ONK of the Innate blog, actually innate.net, and house producer who is like done stuff on the Zoo Records, recordings actually, a side label of Pokerflat in the past. Great guy, also like a prolific blogger and like music activist and stuff. And he has been setting up that Innate label like in 2018, like for what I'd call like intelligent techno, armchair techno, and that kind of like Detroit influenced UK techno. And they're back with a third release in 3 years with tracks from Perseus tracks, Ivan Jensen, Riedel Rice, and Owen K himself. So very interesting stuff, proper floating ambient techno, armchair techno, intelligent techno. If you like this kind of stuff, a lot of electro influences in there as well. 4-track EP, definitely worth a price, and definitely worth to support this label because they're doing great stuff, and they're like great activists and like doing stuff on SoundCloud all the time, on Twitter all the time, sharing music knowledge and stuff. So if you look out for good like dance floor functional yet listenable and like deeper electronic music, Innate 003 is definitely one to check out for you as well. And now we're going back to the past with like 3 releases. So Neue Deutsche Welle, German New Wave, was a thing like in the 80s, and with this came a band that was called Grauzone, which had this mega hit Eisbär, which is repressed all over the place right now via re-release whatever the Fog Records. And this label also brings us this one, Raum, which is also a Grauzone track from back in the 80s, remastered, reissued. There's 2 versions of this, and like one version has like the black hype sticker on here. The other version, not that different, but has a white hype sticker, which is thrown in like randomly in the things that are delivered. So if you have a white version, check this out. This might be like a little more rare than this is. And there is the original one, remixes by Atta and Naum. Atta is a guy like DJ from the Robert Johnson in like Offenbach near Frankfurt. Great track, and I actually didn't know that Raum, the original version, was a track by Grauzone, although I was very familiar with the lyrics because I have like a, well, New School Breaks bootleg of like Questionable Origin, which features the German lyrics of this track on top of a like New School Breaks foundation. So I played this quite a lot, and when I like realized that this was like a Grauzone track and realized, okay, this is going to be repressed, and realized, okay, this is distributed through the distributor I work at, no thought was wasted, but I had to get this. Good for the original, good for Atta's extended mix as well. If you like new wave, German new wave as well, get this. Good stuff, recommended also for the dance floor. And now we're going back like 30 years because like a reissue thing happened, and for some reason, I don't know if you remember that KLF were like, when they left the music business, it was like in 23 years we're coming back. And I don't know if officially or not, but they are back. Shag Times is one of their albums re-released as the Justified Ancients of Mumu, actually, which includes like very much early works from the legendary group which invented Stadium House and was like big time influential on any kind of European dance music. There is like a lot of sample heavy tracks on there, so it's more closer to the Beastie Boys sample heavy attitude back in the days than to the big Stadium House anthems they did. But tracks like Whitney's Joins the Jams and Downtown and Gary in the TARDIS and Downtown Remix are all like very early rough attempts on like dance music and Eurodance and stuff mixed up with like great samples. So highly recommended, and it is like reissued on this wonderful translucent white marbled kind of vinyl. So I'm a big fan of the KLF and like the Justified Ancients of Mumu and stuff, and also like I do have a KLF sweater still, so and I love this and I love the design, and so this was one of the albums I had to get like for sure in terms of like reissue stuff. And also the next one is even more legendary than Shag Times, and but for just for the thing, Shag Times, you're gonna get this if you see this. And the final one, also a KLF album, and this is the first like modern, I guess, ambient house. They called it ambient house back in the days, but I guess it's the first like official in one go modern ambient album ever, and has been influential to that many people. If you recognize this cover, you've been around the electronic music scene and the rave scene forever. So this is of course Chill Out, a I don't know, one track excursion into like cut up ambient chill out music recorded live at Trend Central, obviously, as it's stated here, and it's a very like low pressing quality, but still it's one big journey into like ambient music and stuff, and it's also like on beautiful translucent vinyl. So this is like putting classics that were influential to me in my early teens and in my formative years musically on my charts, because they're like available again, and I think they have they deserve a feature for sure. So this is my like top 10 records in February 2K20. There will be more to come, and I guess there will be more reissues included, because I'm on a hefty reissue tip these days, and I'd like to play more like kind of like back to the 90s house and techno sets for sure, because I'm more thrilled by this kind of stuff than by like really modern stuff right now. So we'll see how this goes. Right now, if you enjoyed this, you know the score, leave a like, leave a comment and stuff, and find all my stuff down in the social media stuff. Social media box, there will be links up here and wherever, and where you can like watch another video, follow one website, subscribe to this channel and stuff. And I'm out, going into editing mode. I'm gonna see you in the next one. See you later.